Good afternoon. My name is Onyekwere Samuel Emeka. I want to use this medium to address everyone who is fortunate to watch this video on YouTube. The topic I want to speak on this afternoon is a very crucial one. It is entitled TBC, a solution to global poverty. The keywords here are global, poverty, and solution. But before I dive into this, let me first make some pertinent remarks on what TBC is, in case this is the first time you have heard about TBC, or you may have heard about it, but you do not really understand what it is about. First, when we ask the question, what is TBC? TBC simply means the billion coin. T for the, B for billion, and C for coin. TBC can best be described or defined as an abundance-based cryptocurrency. The abundance in TBC is generated through the numerical increase of its community membership. In other words, TBC is a community-based digital currency whose value appreciates as people sign up for the coin. That is, as they register in the TBC community to be stakeholders of this digital asset or digital financial asset. Do not forget that when we talk about a cryptocurrency or cryptocurrencies, which have become very trendy in our modern time as a result of advancing technology, a cryptocurrency does not exist in the fiat form. Cryptocurrencies cannot be held. It cannot be touched. You can't touch cryptocurrencies and feel their texture. Okay, because they does not exist in the concrete form. And so they are encrypted money made possible through the blockchain technology and can be transferred from peer to peer. This means that before you can have this financial asset, digital financial asset, this TBC, you must first and foremost have a TBC wallet account. And then you will be given some kringles and you can purchase more to add to what you will be given. And with that, as time goes on, you will be able to use this to pay for goods and services. Okay, now, when I use the word kringles, I think I need to define this at this juncture because somebody here may be wondering what that means. Well, the kringles are simply the fractional units of TBC. There are 100 million kringles in one TBC. Just as you have cents as the fractional units of euro, of dollar, if I'm correct. And in Nigeria, where we spend naira, the fractional unit of naira is the kobo. And I think in the fractional unit of the pound sterling is penny. That is the same way the kringles are the units of the TBC. All right, now listen to this. And it's very, very important for you to take note of this. The value of TBC appreciates, that is, increases every day according to the formula embedded within the software, the TBC for software. And the value will continue to increase between 1 and 5% until One TBC amounts to 1 billion euro. And that means it's a point when we are going to have 1 billion members in the TBC community. At that stage, the value of TBC stabilizes. That is, will no longer continue to increase. And if you understand the implication of this, the financial implication of this, you will be amazed. That means for those of us who are in Nigeria, one full TBC will be valued above 400 billion naira when it is 1 billion euro. All right. Now, I want you to also understand this because it's very fundamental that the TBC is not subject to market volatility, that what you may call market mechanisms. Therefore, the price of TBC does not fluctuate. If you understand what that means, it means that the value of TBC does not rise and fall. Okay? The price of TBC can only go up. It can never go down. And this is so because TBC is an abundance-based cryptocurrency. Okay? First, it was a concept. A concept nurtured in the abundance-minded admin, TBC admin, before he gave birth to it. TBC, I want you to know, was officially launched on 21st of March 2016. On the day it was launched, one TBC was 1/10 of a cent. You know what that means? And if you look at what the value of TBC is today, today is 11th of January 2018. One TBC right now is over 2.6 million euros. And in Naira, we would say is over 1 billion Naira. That's awesome. Okay, so TBC was launched for a sole purpose. You may wish to know what that sole mission of TBC is. And I'm glad to tell you that TBC was launched to eradicate global poverty. Global poverty means to eradicate poverty all over the world. Now, that is just the sole mission of TBC, to make life easy, to bring abundance in the midst of scarcity. And I must say this is awesome, this is splendid, it's fabulous. Therefore, unlike other cryptocurrencies, we have 1001 cryptocurrencies today. The only coin that has this mission, that has this goal, is TBC, the billion coin. It is the only virtual currency that I would say is quintessential, sublime in its quest to eradicate poverty all over the world. Now look, if you understand the gruesome reality of life everywhere in the world today, definitely you will not hesitate to embrace and support wholeheartedly the mission that TBC is established to achieve. A cursory look at the world today brings to your notice the unpleasant, the deplorable conditions that the majority of the people in the world, especially in third world countries in Africa, In some countries in Asia, where you have a cross-section of the populace living in abject poverty, even though the world is full of riches, affluence, wealth, natural and human. And this is what TBC is set to address, to be a solution to this problem. Now, you and I know very well that there are millions of people who suffer from one sickness or the other, but do not have access to good medical care services just because they are poor. They cannot afford it. They cannot pay the medical bill. As a result of which, some of them, many of them, die of diseases that are curable. What a pity. I have seen many parents, though they understand the value of education, sound education, but they cannot afford to send their children to good schools. And many of them cannot even send their children to any school at all, just because they cannot pay the school fees of their wards or their children. These are part of the problems we are facing in the world today. Yes, a lot of people are living in privation, in abject poverty. You see a lot of people in the street, you will see poverty written all over them. They're dressed in rags. They look unkempt. Many of them are begging. And this is because the wealth of the world is concentrated in the hands of the very few elite who use money as a veritable means or system of control, of enslavement, of enslaving others, giving us the aura, the perception, the mindset that money is not something that easy to come by. The world that God blessed with fullness of riches is artificially conditioned to be one where scarcity, poverty, privation, lack, reproach, want, diseases, sicknesses, and all forms of tribulations will reign supreme. Most of us are being enslaved in our quest to make ends meet. What a pity. Do you know that thousands and millions of people are in debt? Although you can see some of them in flashy cars, do you know the source of the cars? Some of them had to borrow to buy the cars just to put on a kind of artificial facade that they are okay, but within they are sweating profusely. They are suffering. Many of them have mortgaged their houses to buy cars, to live an artificial life, but within they are crying. They are in pains, in agonies, in distress. A lot of people have had their houses and their property taken away from them by the banks, by their creditors, just because they could not pay their debts. How do you explain this? This is the problems we have in the world. And there are scores of people all over the world who are homeless, vagrants. What about the teeming population of the jobless, the unemployed in different countries of the world today. You know, it's quite pathetic that the situation gets more complicated day by day. Why? Because many of our citadels of learning, universities, our colleges of education, our polytechnics are churning out a large number of graduates every year who end up swelling the teeming population of the unemployed and the jobless. And what is the concomitant of this problem, this socio-economic problem created by the elite, the scarcity in the world? We see it everywhere. Palpably, you notice that the rate of crime increases every day. Young people engage in all kinds of vices, antisocial activities, immoral activities as a result of poverty, lack of money. But TBC has come as a Messiah to bring relief to us, to the world that is plagued by scarcity, by poverty, by lack. Many are frustrated. You and I know this. Life has become a drudgery to them. Many are they who suffer hunger and who die of starvation, of malnutrition. There are some who are eating some kind of miserable meals now. But after this meal, they do not know where their next miserable meal will be coming from, when it will come. To them, what they are eating now may be their last supper. You may not know this, but that's a reality, kind of gruesome, blatant reality in the world we live in today. The truth remains that many have been rendered invalid by financial distress. And the blunt truth remains that many have been rendered invalid, useless, psychotic, psychologically imbalanced because of the anxieties generated through the distresses they pass through, emanating from lack of money, lack of wealth, lack of basic means of livelihood. This is a very serious matter that we must not take kindly now. It's time we woke up. It's about time we embraced the mission of TBC. It is about time we put an end to this financial enslavement that is going on all over the world today. You know, one thing that I want us to understand, which remains another blunt truth, is that the elites have long been deceiving us. For a very long time, they have succeeded in impressing on our mind scarcity mindset. And so even when we live in the midst of abundant wealth, what we see, many of us see, is scarcity, is want. Consequently, most people today have become scarcity minded. But then TBC has emerged to remove this veil of deception and usher humanity into the golden, gigantic vault of abundance through which many people can become liberated. The TBC community, because I told you when I started that TBC is a solution to global poverty. At this juncture, you may want to ask me, how does TBC, as a cryptocurrency, an abundance-based cryptocurrency, a community-based cryptocurrency, intend to achieve this mission? I've just told you that the value of one TBC today is above 2.6 million euro, above 1 billion naira. How many people can afford to purchase it? How many people can afford the TBC? I doubt if there is any, except the super rich. And so, if TBC exists because of the fact that the value continues to increase every day, if you go by the value of TBC today, you will agree with me that a large number of people won't be able to afford it, won't be able to have some substantial amount of the TBC kringles. That is why, even as early as April 2017, the TBC admin came up with a very brilliant, a very generous idea of using what we know as the Kringle Cash system to make everyone have access to TBC or to Kringles of TBC. Now, the TBC admin has made it possible for those of us who are in the TBC community to register people and give them free gifts of Kringles. We started, I think in April, with 100,000 Kringles being given out to members, to newbies in the TBC community. By ending of June, we started another version of 50,000 Kringles, which we gave out to people from June to ended of September 2017. And from October, or I would say 30th of September, to another 30th of 2018 September, as it has been programmed, we will continue to give 25,000 Kringles to those who register, who sign up for TBC membership. This is awesome. These gifts, you must bear this in mind. For instance, now the 25,000 Kringles that we are giving out today is valued, as of now, at the time I'm shooting this video, is valued above 600 euro, and it is above 270,000 naira. What a gift! Awesome, splendid, fabulous, fantastic. This is uncommon. It's an open door to everyone to come into abundance, into wealth, into riches. And so, the value of this gift appreciates every day, even though the unit of the Kringles will remain, but the value continues to appreciate as people are signing up into the TBC community, the value appreciates. And that is why the value of TBC, because it is member-based, community-based, it can never go down. It can never stop appreciating as long as at least in a day one person comes into the community. Are you aware that today we have over 2.6 million people in the community? That's wonderful. And we're still growing. People are coming in. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are you satisfied with the kind of lifestyle you are leading? Would you really say you have everything you want? Would you say you can afford everything you want? Listen, there is an opportunity for everyone to embrace this Kringle Cash Reward program and become enriched. I also need to let you know this because it's very, very crucial that if you register today, you sign up for TBC, and you receive the 25,000 Kringles, which continues to appreciate, like I said earlier on, you can, just with purchasing of Kringles valued at $100 will earn you one full TBC. Unbelievable. Somebody will say incredible, but that's the truth. If you purchase TBC Kringles valued for $100, you will get one full TBC. This is what we call the Cookie Reward Program. Another brilliant initiative from the TBC admin. A way of bringing the abundance to people so that by the end of May, probably May 2018, we will have at least 1 billion billionaires all over the world. And you could imagine what the world would be like, where you have 1 billion billionaires, super billionaires, trillionaires, because those of us who are in Nigeria, when we are billionaires in euro, we are trillionaires in naira. How many trillionaires do we have today in the whole world? This is an awesome opportunity to everyone. And so, if you purchase TBC valued, let's say $200, you're entitled to 2 TBC. $300, 3 TBC. And you know what that is? It's simply amazing. Incredible. Now, listen to me. Because if you have been skeptic about this, you are doing yourself one of the greatest disservice ever. It costs you nothing to jump on board the TBC train. Even when you do not purchase anything, by just signing up, you are entitled to 25,000 Kringles, which appreciates and will take you to a million zone in a matter of few months. Now, the only thing as an obligation to you to do is that the moment you sign up for the TBC, you will have to make sure you obey the TBC agreement. And you will have to make sure that you do not, if for instance you purchase and your Kringles yield into millions and you want to sell, you want to purchase goods or pay for services, you must not discount the coin. Doing so is tantamount to breaching this agreement. And there is a very severe penalty attached to this. And that is the fact that your wallet will, should I use the word frozen? You will have no access to your wallet. Your wallet will be made to cease to exist. Let me put it that way, if you wouldn't mind. Now, listen, there are opportunities, and I will be talking more about this in my next video. Do you know that if you sign up for TBC today, and you receive your free 25,000 kringles of TBC valued over 600 euros, over 270,000 naira today, because probably by tonight it will be more than that. If by means of referral, okay, what we call the cookie reward program, like I said earlier on, is another initiative from the TBC admin to reward members for their efforts, a way of encouraging people, a way of bringing this abundant wealth to people. If you, apart from purchasing maybe probably $100 and then receiving one full TBC, $200 receiving 200 TBC, if you refer 100 people to the TBC community, if you sign them up to TBC and they receive the kringles, remember that the kringles that you give to them is not from your own wallet. The kringles you are giving comes from the admin. It does not bring any deduction from your own account, your TBC account. You can give billions of kringles, and not even one single kringle will be deducted from your wallet. Rather, you get more by giving more to people. How? Now, if you refer 100 people and their emails are actively confirmed, or confirmed anyway, the active members as a result of being confirmed, you are entitled to a whooping 10 full TBC. Awesome. Look at it. I have referred about 210 people. I have 210 people as my referral, or a bit above that. I received my 20 TBCs. You might not believe this. That's awesome. I got it. So, it's not fake. It's real. There are testimonies everywhere on the YouTube, testimonies on some other social media platforms. If you go to our official website, you will see people giving testimonies of this. Imagine you have 500 people you refer to TBC between now and May this year. You know what that amounts to? 500 full TBCs. By going to one school alone, where be it a primary school, or nursery school, or secondary school, where we have over 500, over 1,000 students, and you are able to consult with the school authorities, and you're in agreement with them, and you register the teachers, the school management, members of the school, the staff of the school, and you register the students, giving them free kringles. You know what that gives you? If they are 500, you have 50 full TBC. My brother, this is not a joke. All right. Now, wait a minute. I